Rideshare buddy out on the road, helping each other lighten the load. Tips and tricks, yeah, the knowledge flows in this grind where the journey glows.
Hi and welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin and this is Rideshare Buddy UK. Today it's dry. It's a Friday. I've just dropped off at Bristol Airport, so I'm going to do the 100,000 mile review on this car. Now, of that 100,000 miles, I've put on over 70,000, and I've done that in 18 months. All I've done is rapid or ultra fast charging, no slow charging, apart from twice I think I did 2 slow chargers. Everything else rapid and ultra fast. So I'll do it because it's dry. I can do a quick walk around the car and get outside, and I'll do that when I do a charge. I'm on my way to Ioniq now. So overall, though, I do love the car. I think it's a fantastic car, but you will notice the weaknesses of EVs during the winter months when it gets colder. And it's not so much the loss of range, and you will take a big chunk of a loss of range, probably about 30%, 25 to 30% loss. This car in the summer will do 300 miles. In the winter, that range drops to about 230. So a big drop in range during the winter months. But where the real weakness is charging speed. In the summer, I can go from 20%, which is when I normally start to charge up, 20% to 90% in about 25 minutes at an Ioniq charger, and about 30-35 minutes at a Tesla. That's because these are 800 volt systems, and Tesla charging at 400 volts, so it has to be converted, and it gets converted through the rear motor. And that results in a drop of charge speed, and charging on this at Tesla caps out at 98 kilowatts, sorry. Whereas at Ioniq, the car can charge at its full 220 kilowatts. Apart from that, it handles really well in the winter. It's a heavy car, plows through puddles, so you won't lose traction. I've gone through some quite deep water, and because there's no exhaust, you got no fear of clunking out the engine. It'll go through flood water without a problem. Emissions wise, there are no emissions. So when you take the car in for an MOT, obviously it's a tax seat, an MOT every year, and then once the car's over 5 years, it's once, twice a year. But my biggest fear when I had a petrol car was always, will it pass through the emissions? Will it pass through the emissions? You don't worry about that. There are no emissions. There are no oil leaks. There are no nothing. So you have no real worries about the maintenance of the car. Now, this car has now done 101,000 miles, and what I've spent on it, maintenance-wise, is 2 sets of windscreen wipers and 3 sets of tyres. I only buy budget tyres. The last set I bought was £270 for 4 tyres, so only budget tyres. You do get a little bit of road noise with budget tyres because they don't have the foam inserts and stuff like that, and you don't have full efficiency of the car. If I had proper EV tyres on, or high efficiency tyres, this car will regularly do 5 miles to the kilowatt hour. Without it, I average about 4.2, 4.3 miles per kilowatt hour, so not too bad at all. Okay, so let's look at the 2 most important things from a taxi driver point of view, and that is reliability and fuel efficiency. Now, this car's fabulous, really reliable. Haven't really had any issues with it at all. I did have the one issue with the charging port, the slow charging port not working for a while. But as I don't use slow chargers except in emergencies, and we'll come on to that in a little bit, no issues with the car at all. I have replaced the front windscreen, but that was due to criminal damage and not the actual car. And it's just tyres, wipers and windscreen washer. Really, that's all I've spent on it. It gets a service every 20,000 miles. It's serviced at the main dealership. Cost range between £160 to £260 depending on what needs to be done. At the higher end is when you have replacement battery cooling fluid after about 60,000 miles. So I don't think you need to have it done. It's just that as a dealership service, they do go and be on the safe side. So yeah, every three services a year, every 20,000 miles, no problems at all. Now, the only real issue I've had, and that's not down to the car, it's down to the infrastructure network, is I've had no real problems in charging the car at ultra fast or fast chargers anywhere I've been, really, except Brecon. I went to Brecon, dropped off at Brecon, needed to charge up to get back home. There's only one 50 kilowatt charger in Brecon, and that was out of order. So I had to sit on a 7 kilowatt charger in a hospital car park for 2 hours to get enough charge to get me down to Abergavenny, where there's a choice of ultra chargers. So that's really the only issue I've had. Apart from that, I've been out to planet without an issue and getting charged up at ultra chargers everywhere, no issues. So what's the fuel efficiency like? Very good. Now, before I had this car, I had the Ioniq Classic Hybrid. Used to get between 60 and 65 miles to the gallon. Used to cost around 10.5 pence a mile in fuel. Now, I do 4.2 to 4.3 miles per kilowatt hour. So if I can charge up at Tesla, which is around the 37-38 pence kilowatt hour mark, it costs me about 9.5 pence a mile compared to 10.5 pence a mile. So if you can get on the Tesla, this car is cheaper even at public ultra chargers than driving the hybrid classic at 60 to the gallon. If I can't get on the Tesla and I have to use the Ioniq costs 43 pence a kilowatt hour. So it works out about 10.5 pence a mile. So about the same as what petrol bills were with the classic hybrid. But the big savings, of course, is the servicing. So much cheaper for this to be serviced. Nothing really to go wrong. At 100,000 miles in a petrol car, you'd be looking at exhaust, brakes, possibly brake discs, clutch, maybe even gearbox. None of that in this car. So I'm still on the original set of brakes. No issues with wear, because when you stop, slow down, it's done through the motors, not through the brakes. So fuel efficiency wise, same price as running a Ioniq Classic Hybrid, but with this much bigger, much more spacious, much better quality car, and what it costs fuel wise are no different. So very happy with that. How does passengers react to it? They love it. Even though this car is still 3 years old, it's now 3 years old, first registered September 2022, I still daily get compliments about how big and how spacious and how comfortable the car is. But we'll run through that in a short while where I'll show you the setup that I've got the car in, because you can move the seats backwards and forwards, and the backrest can be up and down. So So we'll have a look at that when I stop. But generally, expect to get lots and lots of compliments about the car when you take this out as a private driver, or taxi, or Uber driver. One issue, the only real issue from a passenger point of view, is the door handles. Weird door handles, because you have to push and then pull. So I've had to, I've got some magnetic stuff that I printed out on the computer. I laminated it to make it waterproof, stuck it onto magnets, and I've got a push sign, like push here, so people know where to push. The handle will pop out, and they should be able to use a brain to pull the handle. Doesn't always work out that way. I still occasionally have to get out the car to open up the door for the passenger because I can't figure out how to do it. Also, the doors are quite heavy on this car. It's a well-built car, so a lot of people don't pull the door hard enough to close it, or they don't push it hard enough to close when they get out, and I'd have to give it a good pull to close the doors. It's just the way it is. It's a heavy door, well-built car, heavily built car, built for reliability. I talked to a few people who travel a lot, and they said in Korea, where this car is made, every taxi driver is running this car. It is perfectly made, well made for the taxi business. So from a driver's point of view, what is the biggest disadvantage in this car? Well, apart from slow speeds of charging in the winter, which I've covered, the biggest negative is a no back windscreen wiper. They have fixed that with the more modern versions. They've put on the back windscreen wiper, but this one doesn't have that. So really, that's the only real big negative that I have about this car. Everything else is just wonderful. Great to drive, great for safety systems, and we'll come on to that in a minute. Great entertainment system. This version has wireless charging for the phone, ample USB sockets. It doesn't have wireless Android Auto, so I've got an old phone of mine, and I've loaded up Android Auto on that, and I just plug it into the plug socket, and it just stays there. Connects up to my phone Wi-Fi hotspot on my main phone, and I just have Android Auto. Works really, really well from a wired old Android phone. So good screen placement, very responsive, over-the-air updates, and that's it really. I mean, now I can't show you in motion because I forgot to bring my head camera or body cam, but the car has auto lane assist, active lane assist, active speed control. That includes traffic control, so you can turn the auto cruise control on in traffic, and it'll go slow and keep the lane as well. And it'll go down to a stop, and it'll restart automatically. So it's really good in traffic. On the motorways, I have no issues with this. Sticks to the lanes really, really well. I can set the distance to the car in front. Really responsive. It has automatic speed recognition from the camera. If it sees the speed sign, it'll set the speed limit. You have to be a bit careful sometimes going through roadworks, because after a while, if it's got a 50 mile an hour speed limit on a 70 mile an hour speed limit, because of roadworks, after a while the car will respond to the actual 70 mile an hour speed limit. So you have to be careful that you don't whiz up in the speed limit zone. But generally, great, really well handling. I'd be happy to drive with our hands on the wheel with this. I've noticed particularly, I turn it on a lot in windy weather and stormy weather when I'm going across the old Severn Bridge. I'll switch on the active lane assist, and it just takes it, activates, changes according to the gust of the wind, and I don't have to worry about it. It does have active collision avoidance, which I've discovered the once worked really, really well. A car in front of me stopped really sharply. I didn't really have time to move the steering wheel or brake sharply. The car took over, braked, and steered me around the other car into the next lane across. It just whipped out of my hand. How that works, I don't know. Does it take into account if there was a pedestrian there? I don't know. So, but for me, at that moment in time, it worked really well, avoided the collision. There's also been instances on the motorway as well where the car in front has tried to do an emergency stop. Car takes over, brakes, no problem. With regards to that road rage incident, where the car in front was trying to brake check me a couple of times, car responded and did the braking without a problem. So, really good collision avoidance. Very happy with all the automated systems, and this is just the base model. Yeah, very good. The car has auto hold. If you want to increase your fuel efficiency, I don't know how effective it is, but we have 3 levels of regenerative braking. I only keep it on level 1 because I have passengers in the car, and that's quite a nice gentle brake and regenerates the energy. Level 2 is quite sharp braking, and level 3, it's like you're doing an emergency stop, you take your foot off the accelerator. It really does push you forward as it brakes. So I never use 3, not with passengers in the car. Number 1 is perfect. Where I'm doing a lot of motorway driving, I'll turn it off completely and go for the maximum fuel efficiency of cruising, and it works really well. So yeah, generally displays is really good. It has tyre pressure sensors, so you get your tyre pressures. Can't really complain about it. When you do go into auto drive mode, where you have active lane assist and cruise control on, the display shows you the car and it displays boxes coming up alongside out of the other cars. Unlike the Teslas have pictures of cars, so graphically Tesla is a lot nicer, but functionally it's just the same as a Tesla gets, where you can see your cars approaching. Blind spot awareness works really well, no issues with that at all. So generally, safety features of the car I'm really, really impressed with. It's got me out of issues on a couple of times. I have confidence in this. I would love to see this in full self-drive mode. They do in China, Korea, they do have, I think, a full self-drive mode option. This one isn't. But the active lane keep assist is great, fabulous. Really enjoy the driving of it. Driving position is really good. You can move your steering wheel up and down. You can change your drive mode. 4 drive modes. You have Eco, you get your best efficiency. You have Normal, which is good response. And you have Sports, which is really, really fast. Acceleration, you just pow off the marks straight away. And then you have Snow mode, which I think helps to increase your traction. The car has auto traction assist. Yeah, really good system. The air conditioning and heating system is really good. It has a smart system, so that when you go into a tunnel, the air vents will automatically shut off, so you don't bring in the fumes. Very efficient heating system, very efficient air conditioning system. Uses about 5 to 6% of your power when you're driving. Will go to your aircon and your heater, so not a vast drain on the power. I'll stick it at 20 degrees C and I just leave it to auto. and I've never moved it from that. I just let it go. 20 degrees C is a nice temperature for both me driving and the passenger. Music-wise, it's not too bad. The speakers aren't too bad at all. Good quality music, good quality playback. Very nice sound. You got your Android Auto, Spotify I have, Amazon Music I have, and I've also got tracks on the phone that can play directly. So you've also got DAB radio and FM radio. I'd find the DAB radio not to be very stable. Even the BBC isn't that stable, but that could be because I'm in Wales and we have a lot of mountains. But I tend to just play Spotify and occasionally Amazon Music, or if I'm in the mountains, in the valleys, I'll just turn on my own music. So good playback, very easy to use, quite responsive to your screens are. So yeah, let's go into Mega Ionq, let's charge up, let's have a look at the car itself. Right, let's have a quick look at the inside of the car and the dash and stuff like that. There's only one real issue I have, and that is, oops, let's turn the camera around first. Okay, so all of this white lining, as part of Hyundai's sustainability features of the car, is actually recycled bamboo. Now, I'm not sure how to clean that. Can you just use water, bit of foam wash, and clean it and then vacuum it, or does it have to be dry cleaned? I don't know, because it started to get a little bit grubby, and I would quite like to sort of give it a clean. I'll have to research that, but here's the dash of the car. Very good. Battery-wise, it's not doing too badly at all at 100,000 miles. Normally I do about 4.2 miles to kilowatt hour, and at 100%, it's still bringing in about 300 miles. And I'll get about 300 miles from it. So I think the manual says 330 brand new, so that's about 300 miles. Remember, that's at 4.2. If I had proper EV tyres on and I could get 5 miles to kilowatt hour, it would be over 300. So I think, looking at the data from the dongle and the car scanner, I think I've lost about 1 to 1.5% of battery capacity in 100,000 miles. So no issues at all on that. That's the old display for the media and interaction and stuff. I've got my tour guide badge there. That's my phone holder there, my card holders there, and that's the aircon and temperature issue. This one here, this USB port, is for Android Auto. I've got a 12-volt socket which I've put in some extra USB ports for. Find it quite handy down there. Here are 2 more USB ports, and there's 2 more USB. Oh, we'll have a look at that at the back. We have compartments under the arm there. Oh, in fact, that's after sale accessory. I bought that from AliExpress, just some separation and drawer compartments. Down the bottom here, I'm charging this up. This is my air inflator for the tyres. That's my square card term reader. I haven't. Well, I normally use just the full terminal, which is there. As you can see, quite dirty. I haven't washed it. The footwells are quite large. Right back, they have a drawer down there. This is an aftermarket dongle which I've fitted to power my dash cam. That's the dash cam fitted by Auto Cars. I don't have access to that footage, and it takes forever to get the footage. So I've got my own as backup, because I don't care what the ICO says. My safety comes first over a pen pusher at the Information Commission's office. But that's it. That's the ICO compliant one. It takes the power. That USB takes the power from the powered interior mirror. This interior mirror will take out glare and at night time from rear lights. So here we have up at the top there. Here's some lights, more lights. Take that off. SOS button there if needed. I can call automatically if there's an accident. Down the side here we have mirrors and windscreens, locking the child windscreens at the back, and the child locks down here as well. We can do that. So everything within range really, very easy to do. There's your drive mode button. You get eco, normal, sports and snow mode. Let's say free button, you can program to what you want. This is a phone dealing. This is a horn, and here we have 4 dots. 4 dots is H in Morse code. H Hyundai. So Hyundai does have their logo there, and it's in Morse code. That's your changing the dash. That's for setting the turning off the lane assist. Now the problem is lane assist always comes on. You can't turn it off. You have to do it manually every time you start your car. That sets the distance between the car in front of you, and that's your cruise control. And these are your settings to set up the speeds and the like. So start button. That's your temperature. You can climb it. You got heated front seats, heated steering wheel. Back seats in this one are not heated, but that's not too much of a problem. So let's have a quick look in the back. So here in the back, these are aftermarket accessories I bought for a kick plate to try and help protect the seats from the kids kicking them. You got 2 USB ports there for rear seat passengers. Probably the most noticeable thing is the air vents in the door pillar. So they're going to use these air vents for aircon and ventilation. They've got electric windows there and just a door handle here. I have these seat covers on. I've had these for about a year now, and they've worn really, really well. I will do a full review on these because I got them from AliExpress. It's only about £60, I think, for a set of 4. They come with the head covers as well, and really good. But this is what I need to look at, is this lining and how to clean it. Recycled bamboo. There you have your light there as well. Okay, as with all EVs, plenty of leg room in the back. There is no prop shaft lifter. It's all completely flat all across the back. And that's really good because I do quite a few. Well, I have 3 regular blind passengers who use me with the guide dogs. They've all now started to sit in the back rather than the front seat. The front seat has quite a large footwell, but in the back, plenty of leg room, and the dog can just lay across the entire length and relax a bit rather than being curled up at the front. So, very good at the back. Let's have a look at... Now, the seating configuration I have is with the seat well back and the backrest set at recline. But you can change... Right, so on both sides of the seat, it's a 3/4 split, so you can pull down 2 or just to one side. You have these, and this reclines the back seat. So you can either have it up quite straight, or you can have it reclined like a sofa, which is the one I normally have at. And underneath here you have a bar, so you can pull it backwards and forwards to give you more room in the boot. Now I have it pushed all the way back from maximum leg room in the back. Right. Plenty of boot space. With the seat in the recline position and pushed back, I can get 3 suitcases in without too much of an issue. If I square up the back and push the seats forward a bit, I can get 4 suitcases in down the sides that way. It's just that with the back seats laying back, they will catch onto the roof here and stop the boot from closing. But apart from that, it's a really nice, comfortable, spacious back and boot area. Right, now external, let's have a look at the external part of the car. One of the things I notice is it does chip fairly easily, and it does mark quite easily, and I think that's because as part of the sustainability features, this is water-based paint rather than oil-based paint, and I don't think it's quite as good as oil paint base. You can get matching colour from touchuppaint.com on the main cosmic grey area. This area is very hard to get a matching colour. They don't do a matching colour for this. So or for down here. So anything of the darker parts, you're going to have difficulty just topping up and touching up on paint. These are my little stickers I've done, full of push. So you push and the handle pops out. If you're not used to it, I find a lot of people, if they're carrying stuff, find it really hard to open up this section. So to press and grab the handle, especially older ones as well. But the back door opens up really wide. It's quite high up off the floor, so elderly people have no issues getting in at all. The door is quite sturdy and got a nice clunk to it. That's the charge part. And here we come on to probably the worst part of the car, if you can do it in the sunshine. This back windscreen is really high maintenance. There's no wiper. When you take the car to car wash, always take it down to an automatic car wash with the brushes. The brushes come across and come down to about here. So anything up here never gets washed. You have to do it by hand. So, and without having a rear screen wash, especially in the winter with salt, really just gets really quite bad. You do have the option of switching on the rear view camera to use that as a mirror, but even that gets quite dirty as well, so not great. But that is a very high maintenance rear windscreen. Okay, so that's it. A walk around from the car. My views on the car after 100,000 miles. Still drives almost like new. Obviously, there's a little bit of loosening up of things, but beautiful drive even after 100,000 miles. Very happy with the maintenance costs. Practically nothing at all. Very happy with the fuel efficiency. It's on a par with the Ioniq hybrid, delivering 60 to 65 miles to the gallon. Passengers love the car. Overall, the positives far outweigh all of the negatives. Now, I know winter's approaching, and that means this car is going to start really dropping down to slow charging, even at ultra chargers. But even that, I will have a moan. I will get frustrated over it. But that's not enough for me to change. The comfortable, easy drive, all the safety systems. It's amazing. It really is top-notch, very good quality. Really, the only negative is, apart from not having the rear windscreen wiper, is the slow charge speeds during the winter months. But that can be accomplished by buying a model with the heat pump, and with the heat pump it will use up a little bit of battery just to warm up the battery in preparation for charging. So if you do preheating, if you've got a preheater on, use that, and it should be almost as quick as as it can be. It's just that this model is a base model. It doesn't have a preheater on it. I'm not sure whether you can actually install an after model or an after sale model. I'll have to check into that, because the way the preheater works is it uses the same fluid as the coolant. So the coolant goes around. This is why the Ioniq 5 or the Ioniq Kias are such fast chargers. It's because of their coolant system. They cool the battery really quick and allows that 200 kilowatt charging to progress all the way through the charging up to about 80%. With a lot of cars, it'll peak at 250. The Tesla's peak at 250. But it's only for a short time before it starts to quickly drop. And you're going to have pretty much empty battery for that to happen. With the Ioniq 5, all the Ioniq Kias, even if you've got 50 or 60% full battery, it will still ramp up to 200, 180 to 200 charging. And it's a cooling system and a battery management system which makes that happen. It's excellent. But the preheater uses the same fluid as the coolant. So I don't know whether it's viable to just have the heater added on, or whether it needs a complete new battery. I really don't know. Something I should check into, really, and then look at the costs. But yeah, 18 months, well, almost, over 18 months, 70,000 miles. The car's done 101,000 miles. Big thumbs up. I don't think you'd have any issues with it, really. It's been in for a couple of software updates when it was serviced. There's been a couple of recalls on it. ICCU has been replaced twice, and the 12-volt battery has been replaced. All those are on recalls. So if you get your car regularly serviced every 20,000 miles, you should have all the recalls and the software updates installed and up to date. And 10 out of 10. I've got to give it a 10 out of 10. Even with the cold, slow chargers in winter, I've still got to give it a 10 out of 10. That's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review of Hyundai Ioniq 5. Seriously, I mean, what I should also say is the back roof lining is high all the way back. I have had 3 6'5" people in the back, big rugby guys. They've been very comfortable. No bouncing of the heads on the roof at all. Unlike the Hyundai Ioniq Classic, where it starts to drop off quite rapidly. And this is the other issue with the Hyundai Ioniq 6, the saloon version. At the back, you don't have the headroom that you have in the Ioniq 5. And that is why I think if you're going to do taxiing, the Ioniq 5 is a model to go for. Or unless you want to go for something like the Kona, or is it Niro, the Kia Niro. But the Ioniq 5 is just such a bigger car, more passenger space. You get lots of compliments. Be prepared for the compliments. And that's it. So thanks for watching. Till next time, take care, God bless, earn some money.